Hey y'all, this is Sergio with Solitaire Homes. We're at Solitaire Homes of Ardmore, and Tim Brainerd has been nice enough to let me reshoot his Emerald 2860 now that he has furniture in it. I want to show you a few key details about the construction of this home that are typically left out whenever you do a walkthrough. Even my video walkthroughs, I don't break down the construction of this home as well as I should. So on this one, I'm going to give you a really well detailed breakdown on how an Emerald 2860 is built out of either factory. Whether you order it from Duncan or whether you order it from Deming, they are all built the exact same way. We'll start at the top. You have a 25-year shingle on top of the roof. Underneath that, you have a radiant barrier decking that reflects heat and keeps your home 20 degrees cooler than it would had it just had the standard attic decking. You'll notice that our eaves overhang a foot, not only on the width of the home, but also the full length of the home. That prevents this material from flaring up and gathering moisture. And if you'll look at the old manufactured homes, the area that would typically rot off would be the first 6 inches. That 12-inch eave right there helps prevent this from rotting. This one right here has the vents up in the ceiling that allow for that attic space to breathe, okay? This has the vents on both sides of the home. So on the other side of the home, you have this exact same system that allows the home to breathe naturally without you having to have a vent to vent out that hot air in there, or without you having to have a fan that blows out that heat out of there. This is just natural airflow that flows out from both sides. And if you have easterly or westerly winds, northern or southern, however your area is set up, however the winds run through your area, you will still get airflow through these static vents over here. You see all these down the line? All these square static vents allow for that roof cavity to breathe no matter which way the air flows, and you don't have to pay for that. That is just a natural airflow that keeps your home a lot cooler than it would was it sealed up. In Brand X homes, some of our competitors' homes, they don't have these eaves. They don't have these vents right up here. For example, just out of this location right here, you can see right there on that house, I have no clue what brand that is, won't even mention it, but you can see that there's no vent up at the top to allow that attic space to breathe. Another amazing feature about our homes is our LP Smart Side. This is a material that has a 50-year warranty on it. This is gonna last a lifetime, folks. That material right there is the longest lasting siding that is currently available for manufactured homes. Our windows are vinyl tilt-in dual pane windows that are Energy Star certified, folks. So you have Energy Star certification on these windows, and we seal our windows all the way around. So we seal our windows up to the 6-inch point, and then we leave that area exposed down at the bottom, so that way in case you get any moisture down there, it'll still be able to drain out. And all the windows have this feature naturally built into them. So if you get any moisture in there, it naturally drains out of these holes right here. So that way it doesn't build up any mold. Your front door on this home has a standard storm door, which you don't see in this model right here. We set that up once we deliver it to your property. I'd hate for that house to, or for this house to have that glass screen door on it and then the wind to catch it and shatter it. So again, I'm just pointing that out, that you will get a storm door, a full glass storm door, even though you don't see it here, standard with the Emerald series. So any Emerald 1672 single wide, Emerald double wide will have a storm door. You have 3 different color options whenever it comes to the exterior of this home. You have your base paint, which is what you see here, which is what covers most of the home. So you have your base, you have your trim, and you have your accent. Your accent, as you can see, goes all the way down, wraps around at the frame of the decor, or the dormer. So you have that nice framed in dormer right there with that 3rd color option. Looks very nice, accents the home very well. On the outside of these homes, you do have 2 electrical outlets right here on this side. They clearly label everything for you, so you've got your electrical connection clearly labeled right here, letting you know that, hey, you see that gray pipe? That's where you connect your electricity in this home. That's your hot water heater. It's a 40-gallon hot water heater. That's what's standard in these. Going forward, all Emerald 2860 will have the black hardware. So black door hinges, black door handles, black shower heads, black light fixtures if there is any. These right here have all LED lights throughout, but they do have ceiling fans, and that right there will be black. They are the new 100 ceiling fans. I'll go ahead and tag a picture here so that way you can see what they look like. Right over here you have your fresh water connection. In a previous video that I shot, you saw the fresh water connection right next to where the electricity was. They have moved it. This is the current location for your Emerald 2860 fresh water connection. You have your drain outlet clearly labeled. Right down here at the bottom, you can actually see that stub out right there. You see that? That's a 3-inch stub out, and that is PVC. While we're down here, let's take a look at this I-beam. This I-beam right here, as you see it, you have 2 different I-beams that go into our homes. You either get a 10-inch I-beam, as seen, or a 12-inch I-beam, depending on the width and length of the home. These are heavy gauge outriggers that go all the way to the sidewall to prevent wall sag. So back in the day, these homes, they would look sad. They would just drop down on the sides because they didn't have this support that you now have that goes all the way to the sidewall. That is going to prevent any wall sag, and coupled with that, you have your welded anchor points. So right down there, you see that? That is a welded anchor point with a 3-inch lag bolt that goes right into your 2x6 studs. Those are set 16 inches apart. So you see 4 of them right here. You've got 1 right there, boom, boom. And that runs the full length of the home. That marries your I-beam, your heavy gauge outriggers, to your 2x6 flooring that's right above. And from the top, they come in with 4-inch lag bolts that marry your 8-foot sidewalls to your I-beam. Your perimeter rail, my apologies folks, your perimeter rail. And then we're gonna go right down here and we're going to find a heavy gusseted cross member. There we go. I didn't get to show you guys this last time. This is a little tough, but I think I can do it. There we go. You see that little triangle right there? That is a gusseted cross member. That allows for this home to travel down the highway without these I-beams folding on that C-channel. You see that little, let's see, where are you? There you are. That bar right there, that's a C-channel. That's welded onto the C-channel to keep this I-beam straight. So that way, whenever this home travels, your sheetrock doesn't get battered and beat up. And another cool thing I'd like to point out, this right here, y'all see that? I'm trying to tear through that. This is a material that is chew-proof. Now you see how I did that? You put a little bit of heat on this and it goes right back to the shape that you see here. But this prevents critters from chewing through this material and getting into your insulation. Critters love insulation for some reason. They love making nests in the insulation. And with that chew-proof material, you don't have to worry about them getting in there or getting into your electrical wires.
Our LP Smart Site offers you decades of protection and is also a rodent-proof material that will prevent rodents from getting into the interior of your home. Our LP Smart Site is glued and nailed to your 2x6 exterior walls. As we walk up, I'd like you to pay close attention to this black hardware.
Give you an idea of what you could do with this home. You have plenty of electrical outlets in these houses. They go all the way around to make sure that you and your family are not going to be short a phone charger or a connection to your TV. Plenty of electrical outlets everywhere in the home. As soon as you walk in this house, you notice that there is luxury vinyl plank throughout the whole home. That is an option. That is a $1,750 option for the luxury vinyl plank throughout the whole home. You also see something else in this house. You see vents in the floor. Folks, Solitaire has the capability of having your vents in the ceiling. It is an option. You can choose to keep them in the floor, or you can put them in the ceiling. It's all up to you. This is our standard ceiling fan. This Hunter ceiling fan with the angled blades looks amazing, very aesthetically appealing. And folks, I'm 6'1". I'm nowhere near the ceiling fan. So you don't have to worry about bumping your head. These are 8-foot tall flat ceilings in this home. In your kitchen, you can choose to get black appliances, or you can get the stainless steel appliances that you see here. This is a $1,595 option. If you do not want to get the stainless steel appliances, you get a beautiful black set of appliances. You still get a refrigerator, a dishwasher, and a stove at a great savings. The LED lighting that you see above this island is the new standard for all Emerald homes. All Emerald series homes will now have LED lighting throughout the home or a ceiling fan. And in the master bedroom and the living room, standard, you have your ceiling fan. Folks, while I was down there on that I-beam, I accidentally touched some and I got some on my fingernails. So if you see that, just know I keep them clean, folks. This is just a misfortunate little situation I got. But another option, you have the sliding glass door here. So you can do a slider, or you can have this window that you see here. Personally, I like the natural lighting that the sliding door provides, and I love how big it looks in comparison to just the window. This one has the fourth bedroom. This fourth bedroom is an option. It's a $1,200 option that you can choose to get, or you can exclude it altogether and just have a second living space. The second living space has the option for the ceiling fan, or you can just do your LED lighting. And it will actually scoot. There is a little kick out that comes about to right here. And it will scoot it down a couple of feet to right where this closet wall is, if you decide to order the 3-bed, 2-bath with the 2 living rooms. Closet's gone, of course. All of this is gone. You get all of this as open space, which is very useful. If you have the need for the 4th bedroom, though, you get to see how this looks now. Right back here, you have your utility room. I showed you outside that there's an electrical outlet. This right here is your GFCI switch for that outlet. So if you ever need to test it, there you go. If you ever need to reset it, just like that, it's good to go. These homes come standard with a 200 amp service panel. If you order a gas, this will drop down to a 100 amp, a gas furnace, and a gas stove. If you just order a gas stove, you still get the 200 amp service. Oh, let me point this out. The more electrical items that you get in your home, the more likely that you will not have free spaces in that electrical box there. You see how these don't have the ceiling fans? Were we adding ceiling fans to these bedrooms, we would have a little bit less space here. So be aware of that whenever you're ordering ceiling fans, depending on how you're going to, if you're going to wire anything into this panel. Just beware. Right in here, you see you've got plenty of electrical outlets, plenty of light switches. This is for your outside light and your interior light. That is for your whole house ventilation. You see that little round vent right there? That vents out to your eave. Your eave has a little round cylinder out there that lets this vent to it. And this is very useful if you ever cook and you accidentally burn something, folks. You're gonna love that. You're gonna love your Vent-A-Hood. You're gonna love the 2 other fans that are in your bathrooms, because you can vent your whole home by flicking those on, get whatever smell got in here out. Right in here, you see your whole house water shut off. This is very simple. Just flick it down, it shuts off your water. Turn it back on, it gives you water flow again. This is PEX. You see those crimps? We use PEX for the plumbing everywhere in our homes other than drainage lines. Drainage lines are always PVC. Our electrical is residential quality construction. So this right here has a box behind it. This has a box behind it. Every single electrical outlet or switch will have a box behind it, just like a residential built home. So that way, in case you have a wire that backs out, something catches on fire, gets too hot in there, it stays in that box and it doesn't flow through the rest of your home. Your solid wood rod over the washer and dryer. This right here lets you know that your washer and dryer area is a space provided. The space provided is 70 inches wide and 30 inches deep. So you can go from that math right there and have an idea of how big of a washer and dryer will fit in this space. That right there is real wood crown molding, folks. And same thing with your baseboard. This right here is a flat trim, but it is real wood, folks. Let me point out that black door handle. That's one of those hardware features that I mentioned outside with the black hardware. And folks, the reason that these homes look as well as they do, even though they travel hundreds of miles to get to the location where they'll be set up, is because of the quality of construction that goes into them. This home has 2x6 sidewalls that are set on 16-inch centers. You have 2x6s in your flooring that are set on 16-inch centers. You have plywood for your decking on this home. So this is luxury vinyl plank that is hand laid, and they glue it to your plywood. That plywood is a solid material that's gonna last for a long time to come. It can get wet and it will not get soft. It will not fall through. It will provide you with the support that you need. Just like your partner. This right here shows you your closet rod with your wood shelf storage and your dry storage underneath. Take a look at these new doors, folks. Awesome new doors from Solitaire. I'm very excited to see these. All right, drum roll please. They have changed the mirrors in these homes. Take a look at this new mirror. Whew, it's a little toasty in here. I didn't realize I was sweating that much. This right here is your brush nickel finish mirror, but they've updated it, folks. This right here will now be black, and it's gonna match the faucets, and it's gonna match the hardware that you see on your doors and in your shower head, shower handle. All of these will now be black going forward. You've got that very nice natural lighting. So with these, you don't even have to turn on the light switch every time that you walk into a room. Like, there's no light on in here. Look at how much natural lighting you have on in there. The exposed furnace allows for your home to provide, or for your home to have the air flow through without you hearing that blower. That right there, whenever they're sealed up, I have seen these inside closets and they just make a whole lot of noise. That blower sounds like a jet engine. So whenever you have this exposed, it allows the home to breathe properly. And another thing that I'll point out is we don't have those little vents down there. We actually have that gap that allows the air to flow just how it should. So you have a gap underneath your door on every single door that allows for the room to let out the cold air if it gets too cold in there. You don't want a room to be 30 degrees and another room to be 60 degrees. So that right there just lets that air flow out of here if it gets a little bit too cold or too toasty. Now on your windows, you have LP Smart Side. This right here is LP Smart Side. Same material that's on the outside of the home. We put it inside the window just in case, hey, if you have this window open, let's for example here, let's open this window and it rains. This gets wet. Guys, this is the same material that's on the outside of your home. It is not sheetrock, so you don't have to worry about it getting soft, anything of that nature. This material will hold up. And then you just come in here and you wipe up that moisture. Any moisture that's gotten in here has already drained out. I showed you guys those little drain outlets right outside. And then you're good to just close this window back up and you don't have to worry about any damage that was done to your sheetrock. And again, let me point out, this is a wood trim. This is wood. This is real wood. It's not MDF. It's not a press board material. So you don't have to worry about that swelling up due to that moisture. It's going to look just as great as it does now, even if it gets wet. Can you say that about other homes? Here we have all these electrical outlets. There's 5 in each one of these rooms. Every single room has a minimum of 4 outlets, 5 in some. This island that you see here, this is one of the first islands that we did facing the living area. Now before, when I shot pictures in this home, I could only shoot from this angle because it wasn't put together. But now you get to see an idea of what this looks like whenever you walk in the front door. Look at how inviting that is for your guests. Look at how beautiful the layout is here in the living room. And then you walk right in, you have a nice perfect area if your wife is cooking or if your daughter's cooking, if your son's making you some food. Boom, just pull up a chair and have a nice conversation. You've got this beautiful Borghini marble island. Look at this island, just beautiful. This is new from Solitaire, folks. And right over here, your stainless steel appliances. These are the new 42-inch cabinets that are provided. They're DMH poplar wood. DMH poplar wood with baked on paint. I'm going to feature a picture of all 3 different cabinet colors. We're going to have one right here, one right here, and one right here. And that's going to show you the 3 different cabinet colors that you now have available for the Emerald 2860. And coupled with that, you have the choice on countertops to go with either the Borghini marble, the Mediterranean marble. You have your, oh goodness gracious, of course I would draw a blank right whenever I'm doing a video. You have 2 others to choose from that I will feature right here. Come on, let's see a decor board. And on the decor board here, you're gonna see 4 different slots. And that right there is gonna show you what your decor choices are. As far as tile backsplashes, I do remember those. Heck, this one right here is your aquamarine. You have your storm, which is a black tile backsplash. You have your linen, and then you have seashell. Linen and seashell, one of them's a little lighter than the other, and you'll see that on a decor board. But this right here just gives you a really good idea of what this new 42-inch cabinetry looks like with the new stainless steel appliances, with the new black hardware. It just looks amazing. This all complements each other very well. The whole home just stands out. It looks amazing. That whiskers paint. You've got that white crown molding, that white baseboard flat trim. Looks extremely well. This is this home right here. This is what it looks like whenever you get that optional 4th bedroom. And if you just choose the family room, that's exactly what it looks like. You get to see your slider right up there as far as the options that you can add to the exterior of the home. And that island, that's how that island is standard. Again, we have the new option now where you can angle it towards the living room. Adds a lot more inviting feel to the home. Right down here, you get to see the extra shower, or the extra tiles in case you ever scuff one of these guys up, guess what? These are individually hand-laid tiles. You just take one of them up. If you tear it up, you got to heat it up with your hair dryer or heat gun. And then you peel up the tile. You grab yourself a new tile, and it fits right there. Look at that, just perfect. If I hadn't put it down, you'd have thought that that was just a part of the home the way that it looks right now. But that is easy to replace. We make everything on our home easy to work on. So all of our plumbing, again, you've got PEX for the plumbing throughout the whole house, PVC for the drainage. And this right here shows you how efficient this home is. Right here, this lets you know that this is a Zone 2 home. Lets you know that you have... for heating, a Nortec furnace. For cooking, you have yourself a Whirlpool range. The refrigerator is a Whirlpool. Your hot water heater is a Rheem. And all of these have their own individual warranties. So right in here, you see your warranty card. This is going to be in every single appliance. And you're more than welcome to just fill this out and send it off. And that's going to get you your extended warranty on this product. If you ever have any issues out of it, you call a 1-800 number, and they come out and they fix it. Solitaire provides you with a 1-year warranty on your home. So if you have an electrical issue, a plumbing issue, if you have a structural concern, guys, contact us. We will get you taken care of. We've got an amazing team of people that are eager to help you. That is your dishwasher warranty right there, your warranty card. And then in your refrigerator, there it is right there. So see, folks, now, even if whenever you purchase a home, you didn't know that you had these warranties in here. Now you know, folks. Now you know, hey, I've got a warranty card in here, and in here that I need to mail off as soon as I get this, as soon as I get moved into this home. Now, this is another one that's very important. This is your new homeowner's guide provided by Cavco that explains your maintenance that will be necessary with a home. Of course, anytime that you buy anything, folks, you buy a house, you buy a car, it's going to have a warranty on it. It's also going to have maintenance, okay? So you're going to want to make sure to go through this, learn all of the maintenance that's going to be necessary for your home in order for it to last your lifetime, your kid's lifetime, and your grandkids' lifetime. These folks are meant to last, folks. So as long as you do your proper maintenance on your end, you're going to have a home that's going to last you 100 years or more. And proper maintenance, common sense dictates, okay? So I told you it's a 25-year shingle on the roof. Change your shingles after 25 years, folks. Don't let them go after over 25 years. I told you that the smart side on the outside of this home is a 50-year siding. After 50 years, replace your siding, folks. That right there is going to be key to the longevity of your home. The average American homeowner lives in their home for 7 years. So you probably will not have to do this maintenance, but you should be aware of it so that way in case you do end up living in this home for the lifetime of the loan, or if you end up living in this home for the rest of your life, you do want to know all this information that is detailed in here. These are your warranty cards. You want to make sure to mail these off, folks. These are extremely important. You want to fill that out, every single line that you can, and mail this out so that way you have peace of mind and you know that if something goes wrong, you can call us and we'll take care of you. We want you to have an amazing experience, folks. So please, do your due diligence so that way you know that your home is going to last a lifetime. Let's get back to the tour. This right here is a very nice dry storage, very nice pantry, and you do have a light switch in here, which of course I do not have the fuse turned on in the fuse box for. This one is wired in with the smoke alarms. Your smoke alarms will beep at you if you do not keep your batteries fresh. So make sure to put in new batteries. Anytime that one of them starts beeping at you, take the battery out, replace it, and you'll be good to go. While I have your attention, I'm going to show you this. This is a transition strip. You see how that's raised? It doesn't seem like that big of a deal. I've tripped over this before. So with our homes, we use this transition strip as a temporary set on lot models. We provide you with a flat transition strip that goes over this. And folks, if you didn't have that white line around this, you couldn't tell this was a separate piece of tile. This right there blends in perfectly, goes down the full length of the home. You have one that covers the other hallway area right over there, and in the master bedroom, the exact same thing. Same thing for the closet. And that way you don't have this. If you're in a wheelchair, if you have a walker, if you can't raise your foot too high, that would be a tripping hazard. So that's why we use this flat material to finish out your home. That way there's no risk. And all of this has a purpose. I know that it looks like a giant mess, but every single bit of this is important, folks. Whenever we deliver this home to your property, if you need a touch-up on the exterior paint, on the interior paint, if you need an extra piece of 90-degree septic elbow, you got it right there. You see that? This right here is very important for us to be able to set your home at your location and it look as amazing as it does on our lot. This is the master bedroom. Master bedroom will have the standard ceiling fan, same as the living room. Both of these rooms have that standard. The guest rooms, you have that as an option. Depending on where you order the home from, you will have a slight difference in cost. If you order it from Deming, you'll notice it'll be $160. If you order it from Duncan, you'll notice it'll be $145. So you do have a slight difference there, and that is just the cost of shipping. You know, you go from one location to another, it just costs a little bit more to ship to that location. So we just got to pay a little bit more, the cost gets passed down. Right in here, you have your walk-in closet. I'm going to do something real quick. Let's see how this looks. Folks, go into your other home. Go into any competitor's home and do this. Guys, I'm 255 pounds. Not your average fella, okay? I'm 6'1", 255. I was just hanging from a closet rod. You do not see that from any of our Brand X competition. Folks, please go into Brand X Homes and try that. Just give it a nice yank and you'll notice a major difference in the quality of construction that goes into a Solitaire and what our competitors have to offer. Here we have the master bath. Look at how luxurious this home is. DMH poplar wood cabinets. DMH poplar wood drawers with the metal guide brackets, black hardware, brushed nickel finish mirror for this, but going forward, you're going to see the black finished out rounded mirror. LED lighting is now the new norm. You may have seen light fixtures above these before in the past. Well, LED lighting has taken over, folks. Right back here, you have your very nice master commode and linen storage with your fan and vent that lead right out to the eave. And check out this huge shower, 60-inch shower, folks. I'm 6'1". I can walk right in here. This right here is set right at the 5'10" mark. So if you're over 5'10", you're gonna have to drop a little bit, but if you're right at 5'10", folks, 5'8", 5'10", come right down in here. You don't even have to worry about ducking. You ain't gonna hit that. This has got that new sliding glass door. Instead of the doors that opened up, they had those old school doors at one point in time in these manufactured homes. You don't see that in a Solitaire. You've got this very nice, elegant 60-inch shower pan. These tiles are ceramic tiles. In one of my videos that I recently shot, I made the mistake of saying stone. I know that they make stone tiles. These are not stone tiles. These are ceramic tiles that are made. These are man-made tiles, but they look amazing. And they're exactly what you would find in a $300,000 luxury home, folks. And this has a 2x3 cage all the way around. So you've got a cage that wraps around the whole shower to provide stability for this tile, so that way it does not tear the grout up. You see this grout? That is real grout. That is Caraflex that we use in our homes. This travels very well. This home has traveled hundreds of miles to get here, and you can't tell. Look at this sheetrock. You wouldn't think that this home has traveled hundreds of miles, but it has, and it's still solid. That right there is a 9-inch cavity. It shows you the space between the outside wall and your interior 1/2-inch sheetrock, which holds your tile. Of course, you have a backer board that goes up to that, but all of this right here is very well insulated is the point here. You've got 5.5 inches of R19 insulation that wrap around this wall, because you have 2x6 walls with 5.5 inches of insulation. And this wall right back here, again, 2x6 walls, 5.5 inches of insulation that wrap around that shower and keep this area either warm or cool. So if it's 100 degrees outside, folks, and you hop into this shower, it's gonna feel nice and cool. If you have 0-degree weather outside and you hop in this shower, it's gonna feel nice and warm. You've got your air vent right down here. It's gonna keep the airflow in this room, and it'll keep that at a perfect temperature with that insulation all the way around. That dead space between 5.5 inches of insulation here, this dead space, this extra 3 inches of dead space, provide a great protection for the shower, so that way it doesn't get too hot or too cold given the outside temperature. And you do have this fancy window right here. Not only do you have one on the commode side, but you have one right over here in case you'd like to get some airflow while you're in the restroom. And this right here is the energy performance. The U factor, your solar heat gain coefficient, shows you your air leakage and your visual transmittance. Folks, I'll be real with you. I'm gonna have to do some research and find out what each one of those numbers mean, because I'm sure that that right there explains exactly how well these windows perform. Again, they're Energy Star certified, okay? So these windows perform very well in keeping your home cool or keeping your home warm whenever the outside temperatures are otherwise. So if you've got some really cold outside temperature, let's say you've got 32 degrees of weather outside, this right here reflects the heat and keeps it in the home. And whenever it's summertime and you have that hot sun out there and it's 100 degrees, it reflects the heat back out of the home and prevents that from getting in here and getting it all nice and toasty. These windows perform very well in all kinds of weather. Now, folks, I give you a pretty good breakdown on how this home is built. I've given you an idea on the construction. You know your heavy gauge outriggers go all the way to your sidewall to prevent wall sag. You know that your I-beam and your heavy gauge outriggers are married by welded anchor points that marry this 2x6 flooring to that I-beam to the heavy gauge outriggers, because you have 3-inch lag bolts that come up on your heavy gauge outriggers, the outer wall, down the center line every 16 inches. You're gonna have them on this other side because you have 2 I-beams on each side. Then you're gonna have the exact same setup right here and your heavy gauge outrigger that extends to this wall to prevent any sag in this flooring. So you've got plenty of support underneath this house. Then we're gonna move to this half, the exact same thing. You've got your heavy gauge outriggers that extend all the way to the marriage line wall. Heavy gauge outriggers that extend all the way to the exterior wall. And then I-beam, 16-inch, every single 16 inches, you're gonna have that anchor point all the way down for the 60-foot length of this home. Same thing with the I-beam that's gonna be right about here. And the heavy gauge outrigger that'll support that, that's married by 3-inch lag bolts every 16 inches that marry that I-beam to that 2x6 structure. And same thing for your perimeter heavy gauge outrigger. That right there is going to provide that support, and it's going to be married to that 2x6 stud with a 3-inch lag bolt. On the outer wall, you have a 4-inch lag bolt that marries your 2x6 bottom plate to that plywood decking. And they go the full length of the home, folks, with those 4-inch lag bolts. Remember, 4 inches from the top to go down. These are 8-foot walls, so you want more, to grab more meat whenever you go down with those screws. And on the 3-inch lag bolts that are underneath, those are 3 inches that come up from the I-beam to marry to your 2x6 studs. This is a solid house, folks. It's going to last you and your family for a lifetime. This is not only going to benefit your kids, it's going to benefit your grandkids and their kids. This home is designed and built to stand the test of time. If you have any questions, my name's Sergio. I've been with Solitaire Homes for the last 8 years, and I am extremely happy to see this new decor, and I'm glad to share it with you. If you have any questions, please comment below or contact your local retail sales center. We have an amazing group of retailers. Between the Palm Harbor retailers, the independents, and the Solitaire stores, they're all well-knowledged and well-versed to take care of you. My name's Sergio. If you have any questions, comment down below, and I'll be happy to help you out. Hope you have a great day, folks. I hope you enjoyed the tour, and I'll see you next time.